Caryn Shannon with Keller Williams Realty, and I'm here today with Ramon Espinoza. I've got a couple of questions for him.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Good.
And how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
So Ramon, how do I raise my score, my credit score, after a bankruptcy or a foreclosure or a short sale?
Good question. So let's talk about bankruptcies first, if we may. Sometimes the major mistake people make when they're in the process of the bankruptcy is the attorneys or whoever you're working with suggest, let's wipe it all clean. Okay, what happens then is you wipe it all clean, now you can't get reestablished credit. So if you can keep one of the two smaller credit cards, if you would, open, so you have something to raise your score with. Okay, because once you wipe everything clean, the scores go dormant over a long period of time, and if you take too long, your actual scores go away. So the toughest challenge for consumers is, how do I get a credit card after a bankruptcy? While trying not to, get it all wiped out. So the smaller the better, because the smaller, now we control how we're going to raise our scores.
Okay. So how do we raise our scores?
Okay, so if you keep one of two open that are small loan amounts, now you're going to start really chipping down at them. So let's say it's a $300 card. What we're going to do is we're going to keep that under $150 at all times. That's your first rule. Okay? Because under 50% gives you points, over 50% takes points away from you.
Oh.
The closer you get to that $300 limit, the more points you lose. The closer you get to zero, the more points you get. Because you're going to take a big hit during the bankruptcy, so you need to start getting points in a positive manner.
Okay.
Okay? So I always say $10. So when you go to the store, you're going to charge $10 on that credit card, and then every month you'll pay it off. You'll get your statement, you'll pay it off, then you go charge $10 the next day. So it reports $10, so it's going to give you the maximum points on your credit score just with the one card.
What do I do after a short sale or a foreclosure? Is that anything different?
Same exact thing. You got to play the credit card game. Again, don't miss car payments, look out for collections, those are big hits. But you have to maintain or play with the 3 or 4 credit cards at $10 balances to give you maximum points. If you don't do that and you keep charging, you're not going to get maximum points. Remember, we don't know as consumers when XYZ is going to report to the credit bureaus. So it's very important that we do not charge over 50% to not lose points. But if we manage it to $10, we're going to get points every month on each credit card.
So what you're telling me is, if I'm in the middle of financial disaster right now, and I have to go through the bankruptcy, and maybe I have to do a foreclosure or a short sale on my house, there is hope that I can get my credit back.
Absolutely, yeah. It's if you know how to play the credit card game.
And is it like a 10-year process, or is it?
It depends how much debt you had that you're wiping off. But once you're done with the bankruptcy, your scores freeze because the creditors cannot report those negative comments anymore that you're late because it's closed on the bankruptcy. So now it's your job to start raising your score, and how do you do that? Credit cards open $10 balances. So it could be, if you have 3 or 4, you can go as fast as however many cards you have. I've seen people that have had a short sale, that was their only ding on their credit, fell all the way to 590, and in 12 months they're back to 680, 700 scores by managing 3 credit cards, 4 credit cards, $10 balances along the way.
So Ramon, I have one question for you. What if I want to have an 800 credit score? Because isn't 800 that's the primo platinum, right?
The highest I've ever seen is 826.
Okay.
And that's in 10 years. So that's very
That's
rare.
hot.
That's very rare. But again, it's the longevity then. So the longevity of perfect credit, not a lot of credit. Actually, I've seen people that have homes and nothing else. They get the car loans, pay them off, but they have 3 or 4 credit cards that they hardly ever use. 0 balances on them. That gives you the longevity of a credit score that's real. So, when you have that score, that's because you've had a long time of not doing nothing negative to impact your credit score. So 0 balances, that's a good segue here, 0 balances only give you points on a credit card over time. But the $10 will give you maximum points because you're managing debt.
If somebody, okay, if 825, 827 is that really maybe a tough one to get, what is a level, what is a credit score that we could feel, wow, I've arrived? What is that number?
The new A.
The new A,
The
yes.
new A is over 740.
Okay.
So you should get the best rate, the best loan program, the best car interest rate, the best credit card debt if you're over 740 on an average. Most lenders look at the 3 scores and then they throw the high out, throw the low out in your medium score. So 740, you should get everything that's coming to you at that rate.
So my goal is 740.
740.
Thank you.
You're welcome.